Thank you very much. It's a great honor and privilege to welcome the class of 2009 to the 137th Annual Commencement of the University of Kansas. Congratulations, Jayhawks. You made it. You made everyone proud. For an event like this, usually you're asked to turn off your cell phones. But I want you to keep yours on today. Just turn them silent because we'll need them a little bit later. Trust me, this will be worth it. First, let's talk about commencement. You know what commencement means. For KU, it's a big deal. In Jayhawk speak, you have walked, as in I walked in 2009. You have walked the hill, joining 4,000 graduates in the university's most time-honored ritual, one that binds Jayhawks together, attaches them as friends with an emotional glue that never breaks. As we say every year, the walk is the ceremony. You have to walk before you can fly. The walk prepares Jayhawks for flight. I've asked students why this walk becomes so important. What would happen if you didn't walk? Their responses are interesting. Adam McGonigal, head of the student body, says if I didn't walk, I might end up poor. You can wonder for sure what that's about. One of the more interesting responses I got today was from Jennifer Schneider, who swears that she's already had a nightmare about the Campanile falling on her fellow students and threatening the walk. However, and this, so help me, this is true. However, what she discovered was, in her dream life, was that that redemption came when tons of ice cream flooded the stadium and saved everyone. Jackie Pashing wants to have another setting where she can wear her size 36 baby blue Jayhawk boots. Ken Simons walked with his daughter Marissa today because he missed the opportunity to walk in 1980. He felt his life would be redeemed by walking in 2009 with her today. So obviously, the walk is important. We can even supply a play-by-play report. You have now walked through the Campanile, descended to the floor of the football stadium, marched through the gauntlet of faculty, and let's be honest about this, some of whom were startled to see you there, especially given your dubious performance in that 8 o'clock calculus class. I've observed the importance of the walk at these ceremonies for the past 14 years. I enjoy watching the stadium fill with graduates. It never gets old, and it's always colorful. I walked first in 1996, and today was my final walk as KU Chancellor. I've seen much change in those 14 years. Clothing, hairstyles, technology, music, all of it constantly changing, as it should, because change is part of life. We learn from change. It helps us grow by forcing us to take risks. I can see that risk-taking in both my son and my father. When I first walked as Chancellor, my son Arno was 7 years old. He was a very curious boy. He always wanted to see how things worked. One day, Arno went down in the basement. He took his screwdriver with him and unscrewed all the wall plates covering the electrical outlets. He wanted to see the wires inside. I concluded that curiosity has its limits. I sat down with him to try to communicate why this electrical experimentation was not such a good idea. I explained that he could be shocked or electrocuted. He looked at me for a moment and then said, "What is electrocuted?" I tried to explain electricity and how he could be badly injured if he played with electrical outlets. Searching for a dramatic example, I said, when really bad criminals are executed, they are strapped in a chair and electricity goes through their bodies and they die. Arno was impressed. I finally had his attention. I also had his mother's attention. She was not impressed by my parenting skills. Arne thought a moment, and then he looked up. Dad, wouldn't it be easier to just give the criminal a screwdriver and tell him to unscrew the outlet? Arne saw things a different way, but like most students, he wanted to know the risks. Sometimes you have to take those risks, which brings me to my second story. My father, Merle Hemenway, is 92 years old. He was a public school teacher and university faculty member for over 50 years. He enjoys telling the story of how he managed to enroll in college in 1935 at the height of the Depression. My father graduated from high school in 1934, the son of Nebraska farmers. He loved learning and he was good at it. But the college he applied for told him that he was so poor, his ability to make it through even his first year was very unlikely. He was not about to let that stop him. He had $30 and a plan. He would farm for a year in 1934, build up a nest egg, and enroll in 1935. It was a risk, but he wasn't about to let that stop him from pursuing his dream. But after the harvest, he had even less money. His $30 nest egg was down to $15. At this point, he figured he'd better get to college before he went broke. I'm glad he did, because that risk enabled him to change his life and probably mine. What's the point? I think the point is never let the promise of hope lose its power and brightness. Take the risk. Seek to change your world and the world of those around you. You walk today because others walked before you, and you will empower others to walk after you. My father helped me to walk 60 years ago, and your family and friends empowered you to do the same today. All those risks, all those changes add up over time. So let's take a few risks. Your life's ahead of you, so's mine. Let's go back to the cell phones because they're a symbol of change. It used to be you took pictures on a camera that used film, and you made telephone calls on a phone with a cord. Now we have phones that are cameras, cameras that are phones, and everything in between and beyond. These little devices have changed the way we communicate, interact, and create opportunity in America. We're going to try something different today. I don't know whether this has ever been done in a commencement or not. I don't know if it'll work. It might be a disaster, but I suspect that you can make it work. What I want you to do is to get out your cell phones. And don't tell anybody you don't have one. I'm sure you either have one or have access to one. And take your cell phone and take a picture of you and whoever sits next to you. Then I want you to email your pictures to thehill@ku.edu. And we'll put them on the KU Facebook page. You'll have a personal memory of KU commencement. You'll be able to tag the photo at facebook.com/KU. So I repeat, take your pictures, email them to thehill@KU, and look forth in the new Facebook. Years from now, you can see how much you've changed. Everyone, take your photo. This is the time to do it. Take your photo for the person next to you. Have you taken your pictures? The provost just took the opportunity to take a picture with him and me. There will be probably a certain demand for that. This isn't a photo shoot. It's take one photo and email it to the Hill. I know what you're thinking about this. You're thinking that I'm too old for this. You might think that there are places like Twitter where you can go to gossip without me seeing what you're up to. But I'll let you in on a little secret. On Twitter, I'm known as Bob is the Bomb 41. I totally know what you did this weekend. Change happens even for chancellors. Rock Chalk, Jayhawks!